All right, the people have spoken and they want a fall task list. So here we go. We need to order about. Whoa. I think she was a little much, don't you? It feels like every fall my feed is covered in things to do in the fall to get yourself ready for spring. And it can get so overwhelming with make sure you mulch, but only use leaf mulch. Prune this back, don't touch that. Split this up, plant that. And it can be just really, really overwhelming because you don't even know where to start. And because of that, you don't even start. So my goal here today is to break it down into 4 simple steps that will hopefully get you guys a little bit more motivated to get out there and do something in your garden and get yourselves ready and set up for fall. In a couple days, I'll also post something that's a little bit more in depth for you more experienced gardeners. But in the meantime, let's just start with the 4 simple things that I have found to work for me and that I have found as a beginner gardener really help set me up for success next year. So come on, let's get going. So the first thing that you would want to do is cut back anything that had powdery mildew or any sort of pest pressure like mealybugs or spider mites throughout the spring, because you don't want that to spread into your future seasons. There are also a list of perennials that should be cut back because they are disease prone throughout the winter, and I'll make sure to put a list up here for you that you can screenshot. And cut back anything that you just no longer like the look of. So for example, I have a lot of grasses around my yard, and a lot of people say leave the grasses up. They give great places for birds to sit and wildlife to live in. But last year I did that, and what they ended up doing was producing tumbleweeds throughout the entire winter season, and they were scattered everywhere into my neighbor's yard, and it just looked an absolute mess, and I hated the look of it. So this year I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to cut it back. I have a ton of other things in my yard that provide a lot of habitat for wildlife, and I'm going to let them gravitate towards that. And the next thing would be to pick up a few bulbs from your local nursery or big box retailer, or even online, wherever you prefer to shop, and get those in the ground for some added spring color. And make sure to bring houseplants, garden decor, or any hoses inside to protect them from the cold. And don't touch your roses. And my last piece of advice for you guys is to just sit back and really observe what happens throughout the winter. Do you like how your space looks throughout the winter, or does it still look too cluttered? Does it start looking too messy by middle of February? And do you feel like there's a little bit more cleanup that you should have done? And then make those adjustments for next year. This entire process should just be about learning. I really hope that helped, and I hope you guys stick around for the next one if you guys are a more experienced gardener. Out of my way, I have to get these in the ground. She's really got to switch to decaf.